In the previous lessons, we learned about methods, and we said that there is a method that it's void and a method that is returning a value. A method that it's void means that after doing everything inside the method, this method do not return anything back to the one who called this method. But a method that specifies specify a type, for example string, right before the name of the method, means that this method can return, and not only can return but must return a value to the one who called this method. In this example, the value must be of type string. Of course, the method can return any type we want, but in this example the type is string, so this method must return a string at the end of the method. This line is an error because 3 is not a string. So this method must return a string value. In this example, we declared 3 variable, we printed 2 lines to the screen, and then we declared a variable of type string and we set it a value. And at the end, we return this variable of type string, of course, to the one who called this method, to the one who invoked this method. And the way to use it is, we are calling the method by writing its name, and of course round brackets, opening and closing round brackets, and the semicolon is after every command. And because this method is returning a value, in this example a string value, then because of that, at the left side of the equal sign we will write string str. We are declaring a variable str of type string that awaits to the value that is coming back from this method. So after calling this method, the value that will return from this method will be here inside this variable str. And then we have this variable here in main method. We can use it here in main method, for example, to print into the screen from main method already, not from my method too. So we learned that a method can return a value. Now we are going to learn another thing about method. Method can not only to return a value, but also to accept a value from the invoker, from the one who called this method. For example, here we have a method called tell me your name, your age. Tell me your age. It's a regular method. Int my age is 30, and here we are checking whether user's age equals to my age. And it's very simple. If they are equal, then print this string to the screen. Else print this text. But where this variable came from? This variable we declared here. Int my age equals 30. Where this variable came from? Well, this variable came from these round brackets. When we wrote this method, inside, in between these round brackets, we just declared a variable of type int, and we called it user's age. And now everyone who wants to invoke this method, he must send in a parameter of type int. He must send in a value to the method. When you call this method, you must send to this method a value of type int, which will be inside this, which will go inside this variable. And then we can use this variable inside this method. The way to use it is to write the name of the method. That's the way we are invoking a method, to write its name. And after that, in between the round brackets, we are sending to this method a value of type int, because the method is waiting for a value of type int. So we must send a value of type int. We could just write 55. It's also good. It's also a value of type int. But instead, we send in a variable of type int, which is also good. We just declare the variable of type int and set a value with 28. And we are invoking the method, calling the method, but we must send in a value of type int, because the method, when we built it the way that it's demanding a value of type int. And so here we send a value of type int, and then the method do its job. Int my age 30, if it's equal, print this one, else print this one. So it's very important to know that a method can not only return the value. In this case, we do not returning any value to the one who called this method, but it can not only return a value, but it can also accept a value from the one who is invoking the method.